social class is defined as a grouping of individuals in a stratified hierarchy based on wealth, income, education, occupation, and social network. 23%, approximately 1 in every 4 of our children, come from households of poverty, and in the largest urban district, the number is considerably larger. There's growing evidence that poverty and inequality are partly responsible for the nation's decline in academic performance. As poverty rates have risen in recent years, food insecurity, poor health, lack of safety, housing instability, violence, and poor nutrition have had a negative influence on the well-being of children. These environmental factors, which educational policy ignores, have impacted learning in a negative way. There is no doubt that impoverished students and schools have completely different educational experiences than our wealthy schools, with predictably different outcomes. And this continues to get worse as socioeconomic separation across society grows. Affluent Americans continue to move to the outer suburbs while the proportion of poor people living in poor neighborhoods in the inner cities continues to increase. This ultimately results in a growing disparity between school districts. Research has shown that 3 features of schooling correspond to inequity and worsen the disadvantages of poor urban schools. They are financial inequalities, quality of teaching, and ability grouping and curricular offerings. More equity in the distribution of funds would provide our poor school districts with resources they so desperately need. Study after study has shown that the quality of a teacher is the single greatest factor in increasing learning. The impact of poor teaching can be dramatic, cumulative, and difficult to reverse. Poor students in a given district are more likely to be taught by less effective teachers. Almost 3 times as many high-income students enroll in college preparatory tracks than low-income students. Students in high tracks benefit from grouping, while students in low tracks do not. As a result of a lack of resources, poor teaching, and lower ability tracking, with fewer higher-level, rigorous courses such as advanced placement, poor fall farther behind. Over 3/4 of well-off young adults go straight from high school to college, compared with half of our poor youth. Well-off students are more likely to go to a 4-year rather than a 2-year college. A lack of higher education will contribute to a person remaining static in a lower socioeconomic status. To achieve equity and excellence, we must implement new standards and policies that transform education beyond the 20 years of standard-based reform that have not changed the correlation between a child's socioeconomic status and his or her educational achievement.